KGW News at noon.
Well, parts of the metro area seeing something we haven't in a few days, sunshine. And while in downtown Portland, it is right now hiding behind the clouds, we are starting to thaw out after that winter storm hammered Oregon and Southwest Washington. This noon, there are still major issues with roads and, of course, power outages. Case in point, this along I-5 near the Terwilliger curves. Ann Leffler sharing this picture with us. That huge tree just barely hanging on at the Corbett Avenue exit in South Portland. Side streets are an absolute mess. Slushy snow is piled up. It's pretty difficult to travel most anywhere right now if you're not on a main corridor. And we know hundreds of thousands of people are without power. The latest numbers from PGE showing 288,000 without electricity. They're warning it could be as much as 10 days before everybody is back online. Crews from Nevada and Montana are even here helping out. Pacific Power also has around 35,000 customers without power, and Clark County PUD reports more than 6,000 outages. We have team coverage this noon for you. Let's start though with Rod Hill in the Weather Center. The storm is over, thank goodness, and we are warming up.
Yeah, so my part of the story is the good news, and Nina will continue covering the fact that a lot of you are dealing with some property damage and, of course, all those power outages. Here's the watch warning map that has been lit up like a Christmas tree, right? Those warnings across eastern Oregon that were to be extended into tomorrow have been dropped. The only thing really left in our entire viewing area is right here, and we're dealing with a winter weather advisory. Come on, map. Winter weather advisory in the Cascades and White. This does include the Columbia River Gorge, where the winter storm warning has also been dropped, but still seeing, of course, snow in the Cascades and depending on elevation, some wintry showers in the gorge. Portland's at 35 degrees, and I'm having fun saying, and surging. I thought we'd be 36 at noon, so we're right on target to eventually get up to at least 40 this afternoon. It's still cold out in the Dalles under that winter weather advisory. You're at 29, but look at Salem and look at Eugene. Salem, talk about surging, 51 degrees. Radar shows mostly rain showers, and then the snow mix up into the Cascades at this hour. 43 the projected high today, still 40 at 8 o'clock as we will stay above freezing in the valley tonight. Nina?
All right, that is the good news. Rod, thank you. Clackamas County, one of the hardest hit areas. And this noon, that is where we find Devin Haskins, because it is starting to thaw out there as well, which is causing another set of problems. Devin, what's going on?
Yeah, Nino, the sun is nice. The heat is nice. It warms up. It melts everything. But that's nice when it's on the ground. You take a look up in those trees and it starts melting those icicles. It comes down and now it's a danger from above. On Hillwood Avenue in Milwaukee, this weekend's storm was
pretty hellish, to be honest. Just stuff coming down nonstop.
The ice and snow were the first problem, bringing down trees and branches all around Anthony Federo's home.
Immediate neighbors to the left, immediate neighbors to the right, neighbors behind us, across the street.
Federo is one of the thousands without power, and here's why: branches falling all across power lines all over the city. We ran into Kevin Durham, who's trying to clear the roads just so power crews and anyone else can get by.
I got 4 kids at home and we're all freezing. Go to the store, can't even buy food off food stamps right now.
He says in the last couple days, he's cleared more than 100 branches blocking the road.
Anytime I go driving down the street or anything, I just go and pick up if there's logs or twigs on the road.
And back up top on Hillwood Avenue, this tree split 3 ways, narrowly missing both houses. Pretty much every home on this street impacted in some way or another. And speaking of impacts, now that the sun's out,
it's just getting worse. Anywhere from like 2 to 8 inch diameter branches coming down, and they're about 20 plus feet long. So yeah, that's just nonstop.
I was just crazy this morning, probably around 7, 8, 9 o'clock this morning. Just constant icicles falling down. A few branches we saw fall down as well. I mean, you're looking all over around you. PGE says be prepared for power to be out for days. They say they can't give you updates on when your power may come back on because of just the ongoing storm issues. Back to you.
Yeah, the video and the sound in that story are just terrifying. And I've been following your Twitter account, Devin, and I'm seeing it live behind you. Those cars still going under that huge tree, trying to get through that intersection. It is hairy.
Yeah, I don't get it. It's the detour is just a little bit. And underneath there, Kurt, if you can zoom in, there is these 3 trees along Courtney Avenue that have fallen down. There is a wire coming straight down through the middle of those trees.
Yeah, that is so
I have
dangerous.
seen more than a dozen cars come through that arch. Come within inches of those wires.
Oh, all right, people, make smart decisions and just go around if you're able to. Devin Haskins live for us in Clackamas County. Thank you. All right, let's go out live to Bryant Clerkley. You've been out all morning in Drive 8. It's got the studded snow tires. You know, it's the Subaru. We love that car. So tell us about the conditions you guys have been seeing.
Well, we've seen everything, you know, ice to slush to snow, and then cars that have been in the road because they can't get through that thick snow. And right now we are in the Pearl, Nina. Let me show you what we're looking at. So this is sort of the aftermath of the snowstorm, and everything is melting. And like I said, that slush is becoming a huge problem. And it seems like even here in the Pearl on these side streets, people are still having issues getting their cars out.
In the early morning hours, the roads around Portland had a lot of issues. Coming down Highway 30, you could hear the slush under photographer Eric Patterson's car. Here's video of a car getting stuck on the roadway and the driver having a rough time getting out. Over in the Gresham area, this semi-truck was stuck in the middle of the street. A tow truck had to be called to get it out. In Northeast Portland, a dangerous situation. A neighborhood tree came down on power lines. And in the Pearl District, drivers also had issues getting around. One car was stuck after trying to get through a big pile of snow. In the South Park blocks of downtown, another large tree was lost to winter weather, crashing into an apartment building on Southwest Park and Market. But for the most part, people listened to the warnings and stayed home.
So if you're coming out and you're gonna be driving, go slow, take your time, especially on these side streets. I live here in the Pearl, and I have to figure out how I'm gonna get my car out. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. So back to you, Nina.
Oh man, you know, you report on the conditions and then you forget that you also have to deal with it when you're off work. Bryant Clerkley live for us. Good job, photographer Eric, as well. Thank you, guys. Well, very few updates from Portland police on the car that crashed into the Columbia River last night. Officers did confirm that witnesses saw a car lose control and go airborne over the railing of the Glen Jackson Bridge on 205 last night around 6 o'clock. Traffic cameras showed the crews responding to that. But so far, first responders say they haven't found the car or the person. The Coast Guard is helping. TriMet is slowly getting more buses back online, but do expect delays throughout the day. Right now, only 13 bus lines are running, many of them not able to serve their entire route. So all the buses are using chains and they can't go faster than 25 miles per hour. There's only one MAX train in service. It's the Blue Line running between the Hatfield Government Center in Hillsborough downtown to the Goose Hollow Transit Station. And the Portland streetcar won't run until later today at the earliest, so always check your routes at trimet.org. A lot of people sharing their snow pictures with us. Sarah tweeting this one. She opened her garage this morning. Look at that wall of snow. You're not going anywhere with that for a while. Kendall Clausen says this branch of her cherry tree came down. It just missed crashing into her maple that lost a big branch in last night's ice storm. And take a look at this picture. A big tree came crashing down on a truck in the Southeast Foster Holgate area. Lots and lots of damage, some beautiful trees being wrecked, and hopefully everyone's staying safe. You can send us your weather pictures. The easiest way, just text them to us, 503-226-5088. Let's talk about closures now, because the weather has forced state lawmakers to shut down the Capitol in Salem for the next 2 days. The House isn't expected to have another floor session until next Tuesday. So lawmakers were expected to vote tomorrow on whether to expel State Representative Diego Hernandez. The Democrat from Portland is accused of sexually harassing 3 women and creating a hostile workplace at the state capitol. The House Committee on Conduct recommended he be expelled after hearing testimony from the women involved. The mass vaccination site at the Oregon Convention Center is back open today after weather forced it to close this weekend. We were there earlier this morning as folks showed up to get their shots. It did open a little late today, so some appointments are being rescheduled for later in the day. There are also more people eligible to sign up. Folks 75 and older are now approved in Phase 1B. But getting an appointment won't be easy. All of the availability for today got booked in an hour and a half. And just about an hour ago, OHSU tweeted this: their drive-through testing site at the Hillsborough Stadium will not open until Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. because of weather. In Washington, the state is cutting way back on first doses this week. The Department of Health saying some providers gave second doses that were intended to be used as first doses, and now there's a shortage of more than 77,000 shots. At the mass vaccination site in Ridgefield, the state will only offer second doses this week. There's one exception, and that's if you had to reschedule appointments due to the winter weather closures Thursday and Friday. The CDC is also delaying vaccine delivery with our weather issues. Coming up, COVID-19 has hit Britain hard, but the message from Prime Minister Boris Johnson is the country plans to ease nationwide restrictions now. And you don't need Mount Hood when the streets of Portland are covered in snow.
One of the most charming parts about the city, right? That we can't handle snow, so let's just go into it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Live it up. The impromptu ski race that returned to the Rose City for one weekend only.
Visit drdarm.com, then call for your free virtual consultation.
1 million acres destroyed by wildfires last summer, right here in Oregon. You can help replant our trees. Text TREE to 91999. Every dollar you donate plants a tree. Please, give today.
Now remember, with Leaf Guard, the top's not a cover, it's part of the gutter. The other guys say, oh, we got the same thing Leaf Guard does. No, they don't. Think about this. When all of those fir needles, oak tassels, leaves, and other debris collect on the mesh or screen gutter covers the other companies sell, it can become like glue. Pretty soon, nothing gets in, not even the water, and that's a problem. That's why Karen chose Leaf Guard.
We have pine needles, we have leaves, we have those little fluttery butterfly things that go everywhere, but not in my gutters. Yay!
Remember, we can install Leaf Guard in less than a day in most cases, and right now we can save you a lot of money on Leaf Guard during the winter blowout sale. 67% off labor. Nice gift for you, $200 Lowe's gift card with purchase if you call right now. And speaking of calling right now, call during this program and we're going to double your gift from a $25 to a $50 Amazon gift card with your estimate.
Tonight,
I believe in you.
2 special episodes of The Wall, back to back.
This could be a life-changing moment for us.
She is amazing. I believe that we will win. Yes!
The Wall, new tonight on NBC.
It's going to change us all.
Well, the pandemic has hit Britain worse than any other country in Europe, with more than 117,000 deaths. And today, Prime Minister Boris Johnson says the UK will take cautious but irreversible steps to ease lockdown restrictions. He visited a health center in England today that's administering vaccines. The government says it'll announce next week a roadmap for easing their nationwide lockdown.
Still, sadly, too many people dying of this disease. Rates of infection, although they're coming down, are still comparatively high. So we've got to be very prudent. And what we want to see is progress that is cautious but irreversible.
Britain has vaccinated 22% of its people, but the number of Britons hospitalized with COVID is still higher than last year's peak in April. All right, let's get to the Weather Center, find out what Rod is working on for us. Some 70s?
This is, what did you say?
70s? Too hopeful?
Too hopeful. Too hopeful.
Okay.
Here's our futurecast, Amanda. I wanted to point out this is all rain this afternoon over the Coast Range. Rain until you get up above 3,000 feet or about 3,000 feet in the Cascades. Both signs of big-time warming coming our way in my forecast.
Your email into a $1,000 shopping spree at buymark.com.
Tonight, our vaccine coverage team answering your questions about the rollout, and it's a hot topic of debate. See, our brave Oregon grocery store workers on the front lines of the pandemic since the beginning are nowhere near the top of the list to get the vaccine. No word on when it's going to be their turn. Meanwhile, in Washington, workers there are not only getting their doses, but they're getting paid bonuses to do so. A look at why some of Oregon's essential workers feel left behind by the state. The story tonight at 6 on KGW.
Cold weather is here, and that means wind, rain, even some ice and snow. No matter the weather, Leaf Guard isn't coming down. Let's face it, here in the Northwest, you need a good gutter system. That's Leaf Guard. Listen to Frankie.
My gosh, we have rain and rain and rain and rain. It doesn't stop. In fact, this is one of the most beautiful days we've had in weeks. So we have lots of rain. So we really need good gutters for that.
Remember, we install during the winter, and now would be a great time to call in to take advantage of these special savings during our winter blowout sale. 67% off labor. Don't deal with those old gutters any longer. We have a nice gift for you, $200 Lowe's gift card with purchase. And if you call during this program, listen to this, we're going to double your gift from a $25 to a $50 Amazon gift card with your free in-home estimate and gutter inspection. Don't miss out on the winter blowout sale, 67% off labor.
Experience affordable luxury inside and out at Audi Wilsonville. If you think an Audi is out of reach, look again, because now's the time to upgrade to quality. Indulge in the Audi A3 for only $349 a month. Need more space? Get the Q3 for $409 a month, and Audi will make your first payment. Step up to the Q5 for $459 a month, and Audi will make your first payment. Upgrade to quality. Audi Wilsonville.
Well, it's not just the Northwest getting hit with winter weather. Icy and snowy conditions making for treacherous driving. Look at this semi as it jackknifes on a freeway. Oh my gosh, that's scary. Near Austin, Texas yesterday. Really bad conditions there. It's really hard to see. It looks like black ice. The local National Weather Service there issuing its first ever wind chill warning. Oh, that gives me the creeps, Rod. I hate seeing stuff like that.
It was crazy. It was at 4 degrees at one point in Dallas this morning. You know, my second TV job was down in South Texas, a place called Victoria. And I drove through Texas right after one of these crazy big ice storms, which they get. And I'm telling you, it was like the day after, and there were cars just scattered like this on all sides of the freeway where you could tell people just lost control and they were stuck out in the snow.
In Texas, I mean, like single digits. It's hard to imagine.
So Dallas, I Googled this. I assume it's correct. I Googled it, right? Dallas's record low, according to my Google, 8 below zero all time. And that was back in one of those crazy 1800 records, or, 1800 something year. But crazy, crazy cold back there. All right, here at home, Nina mentioned we're warming into the 70s. She was toying with you, but I do have a 53-degree temperature coming up this weekend. Here's the cloud flow. It's going to break, and we're going to have kind of just more increasingly scattered showers tonight into the day tomorrow. Right now, we have a dry day on Wednesday. Of course, we're all covered with something, either melting ice down in Marion County, which a lot of that I'm assuming has melted off with temperatures in the 50s down there in Salem right now. This is Pearson's Pearson Airfield up in Vancouver, and you can see the wheel tracks there on the tarmac. So our storm, which we're going to put to bed, the first snowfall came, remember, back on Thursday night. All total, through what has fallen since then, 9.6 inches, so about 10 inches on the ground out of PDX out of all this. Salem, of course, making the headlines with that 1 inch and even more of ice accumulation, and what turned out to be an horrific ice storm, of course, Friday night, centered over Marion County. And then east of 205 this morning, in Multnomah County, we had 1/2 inch ice accumulations from the ice storm that we had last night. Now, thank goodness that is gone, and the winter storm weather itself is completely gone. We're warming up slowly. 35 right now. Again, I thought we'd be 36 at noon, so we're still on track with dreams of getting up to around 40, I think, this afternoon. Take a look at the temperature map. This is interesting. So Troutdale 33, still pretty cold with temperatures in the 20s out in the gorge right now. But you go down south, Sherwood now 49, King City 46. Here's Washington County, Forest Grove 38, Hillsborough 39, Beaverton 42. So warmth is building, and it will eventually continue to erode the cold air that's been shooting out of the gorge. Now, the winter storm warning canceled for you folks in Hood River and the entire Columbia River Gorge. The hope is that you folks have a chance to at least get above 32 today. And we talked earlier on Sunrise that may not come true. Here we are right now, Hood River 28. So you still have a chance to warm up above 32, 30 in Underwood. So, I mean, all things considered, the Dow's 29. You folks are making some progress right now, warmth as well. There's 50 in Eugene, 40s at the coast, and above freezing even out in Baker City, John Day and Burns at 42 and 41 degrees. Here's radar. Shows a little bit of a mix of precipitation depending on elevation out toward Pendleton, getting into the Blues. More snow this afternoon over the Cascades. They have totals, 24-hour totals that will near a foot up there. It's all rain in Portland, all rain over the coast range, so some travel cameras. This is the highest camera we have. This is the Sunset Summit on Highway 26, 42 degrees. So clearly the coast range now is fine. Multnomah Falls parking lot, though, out in the gorge, still very snowy and icy in parts of I-84. And there's an improving but still icy government camp with a temperature of 33 degrees. Temperatures this afternoon show 40 in John Day, and our 7-day forecast numbers. Rain showers tomorrow. There's that 53 on Sunday. Not 70, Nina.
53. Love it, love it, love it. All right, Rod, thank you. Hey, an impromptu ski race returned to Portland for the first time in 4 years. We'll show you the Stumptown Berkeminer next.
Add KGW News to your Amazon Alexa flash briefing.
Leif's Auto Collision Centers, the finest in collision repair.
Have an open mind and listen. Don't come in with any preconceived notions.
Everybody is so polarized and divided. Arguing's not going to work.
Be kind to one another. We raise our child up to be kind to other kids. So why can't we take the advice that we give our children?
I think we can move forward, try to be patient with each other, patient with ourselves.
It starts with self-respect. To be able to respect someone else, you got to be able to look in the mirror and like what you see and be able to see the beauty in somebody else.
It's time to replace your old tub with a new shower. But you don't want the hassle or the worry of getting it finished. You just want to pick a style and relax, knowing that it'll be wonderful when it's done. Is that too much to ask? No, actually it's not. Rebath, from start to stunning. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $750 off your tub or shower replacement.
LeafGuard has earned the Good Housekeeping seal 16 years in a row. LeafGuard is a complete rainwater management system. Take a look at our exclusive Big Mouth. With the extra large opening, it handles the heavy rain. Listen to Wallace.
This is the
I'm Haley Platt, and this is Portland Living, here from Color Beauty with details on a revolutionary self-adjusting foundation that actually automatically matches to your skin's color is lifestyle expert Kathy Bedrias. Hi, Kathy. Nice to see you.
Thanks so much for having me.
Okay, let's just really get right down to it because there are so many foundations out there on the market. Tell me how this is different.
Yes. I mean, if you're anything like me, you have the drawer with the summer foundation, the winter, you know, one matches the neck, one has to be set. There's like, it's traumatic, honestly. So this is a self-adjusting foundation, which means that once you put this on, you're going to get that perfect skin match, no matter what time of the year you're in. And it has SPF 50, which we know is really important to protect the skin from sun damage, and natural silicates, which keep the skin looking fresh. Now, let me show you how it works because that's the major part. So I'm just going to come up to the camera here. When you put some on your, you know, I'm putting it on my hand, but pretend that's your face. It comes out white at first, but don't fret. As you rub it in, watch closely. As you rub it in, it will match your skin tone. So it'll match your skin tone differently than mine. The other thing I want you to know, because I just put this on, right? Notice how it's not shiny, it's not tacky, it's not greasy.